Countdown on the clock again. Feel like I'm playing in a game that I can never win. Time is running out, I know I gotta make a choice. So many whispers in my ear that I can't hear my voice. Tell me, will it end the situation that I'm in? Or am I bound to sit alone, drowning in my sin? Get right or get left, what will it be? Time is running out, the blood is flowing down the streets. People need to know we're living in a war zone. Hit the streets with the truth, tell them that it's on.
Here we go. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Loot Bros Podcast. I'm your host, Resident Daryl, and returning guest, returning co-host, returning friend, it's Mr. TMNT84. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. How you?
I'm excellent. Now we're podcasting right now. I've been in the middle of just frustrating events at work, and whenever you called me today to do our broly check-in, I was like, "Yeah, what are you doing today?" You're like, "I'm off." I was like, "Let's podcast." So here we are, a month after our farewell, a month and a week after our farewell, and we have found ourselves back together. So I think this worked out pretty good. I was very worried that calling it and then taking some time to chill and then bringing something similar but different back was just going to be like a big fart in the wind. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is, but it just, we needed to change things. I needed to change the time up, and then here we are able to talk and podcast, and it's like perfect. I like it. This is awesome. So
I feel like the community won't let this show die.
They can't. It's like on the Justice League version of the Justice League, where Superman's holding Batman. He's like, "You won't let me live. You won't let me die. Tell me, do you bleed?" I love that line. That was, to me, the best part of that version of the movie, because I was just like, dude, that's sick. He remembered. But yeah, dude, here we are, a month and a week or so after. And what's awesome is this. It's like, so I took a month off of doing nothing. I never recorded anything. I just took care of some projects, some things I was doing. And I was like, all right, I'm going to do solo shows, bring in some guests from different time zones that didn't work out for the previous season of the show.
It makes sense. I mean,
and then, so now Thomas and I have figured it out. Actually, it was, I just recorded an episode of the Hunter Houston ESG podcast with him. And then the Channel 3 guys worked me in. So this past Sunday night, I recorded on there. Now I'm in the can with those shows because they had other ones lined up. So I'm not sure where I fall in it.
Oh, really? I didn't know. Well, Thomas, I recorded Thomas now too. So it's crazy. Like, his schedule is crazy. So like, we try to fit our show in whenever we can. Shout out to the Wrestling Tornado. Good show.
There you go. Well, I think it's awesome that y'all are doing that too. And so I feel like, even though technically Loot Bros season, what was that, 2 or 3? We'll call it.
I don't know.
The previous season, Loot Bros, like, even though like we split and went our different ways, it's awesome because Will was on the cusp of launching his show. So now we have the PlayStation Collectors Podcast. No, PlayStation ain't dead. He was on the
that show's great. I mean, they just had Reggie on.
They just had Reggie. I just finished that episode.
It's Radical Reggie, man. Like,
yeah, and so that was, so it's cool. So I didn't lose Will in everything. I still got a Will show. And then, Thomas, when he first guested on our show, then he decided he was going to launch his, and it's just gotten better and better and better. Now you guys are doing the wrestling show, which you've been talking about doing a wrestling show for freaking ever.
You just need a consistent person to do it with. It was hard to do it with Zach.
You need an insane person to do it with. You need a crazy person like Thomas.
Never know what's going to come out of that guy's mouth.
You never know. So that's what's perfect. So it's awesome. So it worked out great, And Matt's on Trophy Horse. So Kali's the only one that she's the only Infinity Stone left that needs to get plugged in.
We've been talking about Driftcast stuff for the last few weeks. We've been, just throwing out some ideas. We might bring back the show in like a different iteration or do something different with it. It's been tough. It's been tough to get us all together in a room to do a show. And there's been a lot to talk about with Nintendo. So it's kind of like crazy that we haven't done a show, and people are like, well, where's the show at? Where's the show at? And I'm like, we got something
Switch
planned.
2 coming, man. Now is the time to do a Nintendo podcast.
It's coming very soon. I'm pumping March. I don't want it to be next fall. I want it to be like March, summer.
Yeah. Well, if Nintendo would get off their freaking butts and put a trophy achievement system in, I would be like, all right, you're handheld, you got trophy achievement system built in, your boy's here. Let's go.
I feel like the portable is going to solve that issue for you, though.
Well, we'll see.
You can get trophies wherever you go.
wherever. I mean,
as long as you're connected to your internet.
Yep. Which by everywhere I go, I mean the can and the bed. Those are the two places I'm going to play my PlayStation Portal.
I mean, that's further than you can play your Wii U, right?
That is true.
Like 3 feet away from your Wii U or it disconnects.
Yeah, I'm loving it. So, hey, here we are, Loot Bros Podcast. We are back in the saddle. We're going to talk about some video games. So, originally, what I was going to do is I was going to do a solo segment and then plug in an interview for this week's official topic. That's kind of the way I'm going to do things when I have people lined up. Now, this week's person had something come up, so it didn't work. So then you jump right in. So we can just do the show as per usual. So, normally on Loot Bros Podcast, we start with a toast. You don't have to grab anything. I got it. You're good. So we don't have any Patreon producers because I still have the Patreon paused. So this one's just a shout out to you, Joe. Shout out to the listeners. God,
shout out to Corey for trying to game the system for me.
Oh, really? What's he doing?
Well, no, he called you and tried to get me. He tried to donate for me to play Baldur's Gate. He was telling me that he tried to call you and get that working, and I was like, bro, don't try that shit. I played all my games, but never did the episodes. And
I told him.
Honestly, I think that's something you and I will schedule. We'll get them done. We'll get them done.
That's all we need is just an hour, really.
And I can do all 4 of them in one shot. But
and who knows? We may do that soon. But yeah, then that's what I told him. I was like, "How you going to sit there and come at the man now?" I was like, "We're not even doing that right now." And I said, "And if I launch it again, which I will, I'll turn the Patreon back on. Technically, it's scheduled to turn back on in 4 days. I might kick it out another month, but I'm going to just change the tiers up a little bit because I'm going to do extra content, but it's not going to be the same way it was. And then I'll leave the pledge tier on because, even right there at the very end is that when I turned it off, I had people trying to pledge me to play Starfield. So, what's funny is I actually got pledged to play Starfield.
Dodge that bullet.
When I turned the Patreon off, their payment didn't go through. So I dodged that bullet for now. So I was going to kill my
Speaking of that,
show.
did you see those Game of the Year announcements?
Bro, it's
Were you shocked? Were you shocked what did get nominated? Because I was.
I wasn't shocked. I actually expected them to do more than 6 because
I did not expect Resident Evil to get nominated. I'm gonna tell you that, especially over Starfield. Like I thought Starfield would squeak in because there needed to be 6 games, but the fact that they put Resident Evil 4 remake in there, I was like, wow,
it's like good,
that's a dirty dig to Starfield though. A brand new game that is. I mean, it's got some jank in the tank, but I feel like it was good enough to at least get a nomination. You got to throw them a bone.
What is the Metacritic on it? Because
I think it's in like the 70s, right?
Yeah, I would say I felt like it kept going down.
Well, that's because people were review bombing the shit out of it, and I feel bad for Microsoft in that sense, but I don't because they don't make good games. So
okay, so right now Starfield and Xbox Series X has an 83. Okay, so let's look up Resident Evil 4 remake.
Probably in an 89, 90 maybe.
So a 93.
Jeez.
It's 10 points higher. So
well,
I mean, what do? You know what I'm saying? This year, you either had to be great or you had to be effing amazing.
Did you see that it got nominated for Best RPG, but against Baldur's Gate 3?
Yeah, what are you going to do?
It ain't winning that shit either.
What are you going to do? And what's cool is there's 2 different Resident Evil games nominated in the Game of the Year awards because we got the Resident Evil 8 Village VR stuff. So, dude, I've been saying this for a while now, man. Survival horror fans, we're eating good. Like, it is a good time to be a survival horror fan. It's a good time to be a Resident Evil fan. So, and then like right here, I have, if you're seeing the video version that may or may not ever release, I've got Dead Space Remake beside me. I haven't even put this thing in yet.
You got to play that thing. I have not played it. I started playing Callisto Protocol.
I like that game. It's fine.
I mean, it's okay. So it's a beautiful game.
It is.
It's fun to play, but I have to agree with Matt. Like, you just walk down hallways, just throwing trophies and achievements at you for like doing nothing, like absolutely nothing. You're like, oh, you hit a guy for the first time. Cool, here's a trophy. I mean, I love trophies just like the next guy does, but I'm like, did I really do anything to earn this? I kind of see his argument there, but I want to play. I want to play more. What else have you been playing, or do you want me to go first?
Well, you know what? Go ahead. Just tell me what you've been playing. We'll jump into that because I've got some fun stuff I want to share.
So, I mean, I've mostly been doing like this Wheel of Destiny thing where like I have a wheel on my phone and I kind of spin it every time I beat a game on the wheel and then another game comes up. So I'm actually playing Days Gone right now.
Nice.
I'm actually liking it a lot. I put this game on the back burner for a while. The hordes are kind of really, really difficult to kill if you don't know what you're doing. And if you don't have enough ammo or you don't have enough resources or you don't have med kits and you die, like the game is really challenging and I'm really liking it. And I'm not ashamed to say that I'm playing this on easy because it's just ridiculously hard on normal.
I'm playing everything on easy anymore.
I think so too. You know what? It's so funny. Like people make fun of me playing things on easy and I just don't care. My backlog's so big at this point. I will never beat these games if I don't put them on easy. It just won't.
It's kind of like when you're driving a manual transmission. Like we're going up a hill, right?
This hill is our backlog,
and if we don't drop it down a gear, we're not going to make it up the hill. We're going to lose momentum, and we're going to stall out. And that's me and my backlog. I had to throw it down a gear. I had to throw it in easy so I can start powering through these games to make it up this hill that is my backlog. Because especially since I started my YouTube channel, where I am buying so many games, like I'm like. The way I do everything is like I buy a handful of games and it's like I got to pay for this lot and then I might pull 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever out. So stacks and stacks are going back out the door, but I might get 4 games in a lot, you know, and most people don't buy 4 games a month. I'm getting 4 games, 5 games, 10 games a week sometimes.
I mean, it's smart though. I mean, the way you're doing it is smart. You're getting things,
everything's
cheap.
Essentially free in my collection.
Yeah, because you think of it this way, you're turning a profit and then that profit you're spending back into what you're doing. So, and when you flip a game for 3 times of what you paid for it, it's funding all the rest of your games. So I mean, it's
got to. Especially in today's
it's a smart thing to do.
Especially in today's climate where like, you know, I'm in the mortgage business, man. I can't be out buying games. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to eat tomorrow. So
listen, you're in the mortgage business of flipping games now. That's what you should like make your own friggin' like mortgage like game flipper card and be like, this is what I do for a living. I don't actually sell houses, I flip games.
If you are listening to this podcast and you are a freaking nerd, you're a real estate agent that plays video games, or you're a mortgage guy that plays games, hit me up, man. I'm trying to find the nerds. Dude, I did an open house this past weekend, and the agent that I did the open house with, on her bio, she lists herself as a nerd. I'm like, okay, what's up? And so we're sitting in the open house. I was like, what kind of nerd are you?
Oh, she's like, snap. You like laid the question down. Nice.
I did. And she's like, oh, I'm an IT nerd. I've been doing IT for 20 years. I'm like,
that's not a nerd. That's
not a nerd.
You're just a nerd for math.
You freaking poser.
Poser, bro, poser.
You're not a real nerd. I wanted to go like Carl Anderson. I was like, nerd. Just Luke Gallows. That nerd. That whole bit. That whole shtick they did. That where they were just calling people nerds.
They just call people nerds, like New Day.
He's like, bunch of nerds. That was the best, dude. That was so funny because I've been calling my kids nerds since they were born. You know, like that's just been a thing in our house.
That's literally like all they've done in WWE was that. And that whole thing where they had to like shave their backs and then they like, oh no, that was the Revival. Never mind, that was FTR. I mean, basically the same tag team. Great tag team, no gimmick, and WWE doesn't know what to do with people that don't have gimmicks.
Yeah, it's crazy. So,
so Days Gone is fantastic. Open world, you know, freakers running around everywhere trying to kill you.
Freakers.
I like the mechanic of like clearing out the nests, like, you know, making the Molotov cocktails. You throw them at the nests and burn them down. It's pretty cool. And then when like you like get rid of a horde in one area, then they're gone. You don't have to worry about them in that area, which is really cool because it makes the game easier as you go. So it actually like kind of like puts, you know, that thought in your mind, like, okay, so I need to clear out these nests because if I don't, then my game's gonna be way harder later because it just gets harder and harder and harder. Especially when you get like the bigger guys in the game that like do massive amounts of damage, like and the bruisers and all that shit. Man. Oh my god, that game is so hard. Fun though. I'm about 75% of the way through it. I'm like 38 hours into it, so I'm blasting through it. It's fun. It's good fun. I play about a few hours of it a day and call it quits. Other than that, I've been trying to finish up the story mode Mortal Kombat 1. It's fantastic. They do a lot of really cool things with the characters. I won't spoil it for anybody, but you should definitely check it out if you love Mortal Kombat, you love the lore of those games. Other than that, I'm always playing Fire Emblem Warriors on my Switch. like always, like probably an hour a day for the last, I would say, year. So been doing that. Other than that, not much else. I mean, we played Fire Team Elite with Corey this week, so shout out to Corey. Go. I mean, he's back at work already again, so he's gone for the next 5 days. So I actually just beat 2 levels without him.
Oh dang, Corey! Dang. So hopefully, when he gets back for his next wave of days off, I can get him on the show because the time zones will work out better for him.
Yeah, because he's 3 hours ahead of us. So
yeah, so and that's the beauty of me recording early in the day now, is that I can
it'll be harder for you.
So is he behind me?
No, he's ahead. He's behind. Yeah, he's behind. So
he's behind us.
Yeah, sorry. So it's a 3 hour time difference because they're in the West Coast. So think of it. Right now, it's like 9:50 in the morning for them.
Which still is doable as long as he's off work. You know?
I mean, he's got to get his ass up. That's just the biggest problem.
Corey, if you're listening, get up.
Get your ass up.
So that either way, that's kind of my idea with the show moving forward now, is being able to grab people in different time zones that made it really difficult to schedule recordings and interviews, and even a lot of the devs and stuff. And one thing I found with a lot of devs is trying to catch them at Thursday night at 9:00 just didn't work out as often. We had quite a run there. We were getting devs and stuff on, and it was like, you know what? During the day, I can block out 30 minutes to an hour for a meeting. I mean, that's what I do all day long, anyways, is freaking talk to people. So hopefully, we'll be able to make it work in the future. If not, you guys are going to hear me ramble about all the bull crap I've been playing. And with that being said, I know I've talked a lot now. I've guested on a handful of podcasts. Now, most people that are listening to this right now, they haven't heard all those podcasts yet. So you're going to hear me repeat myself a few times. So I'm going to try to stay off of that just a little bit. But I've been playing the Bureau XCOM Declassified. You ever play that game, Joe?
Is that the one is that the XCOM game for PS4?
It's the PS3 one. So it's a shooter. It's like a third-person shooter.
Oh, that's the third-person shooter one. I have played that. Yes, that's actually a really good game. It's underrated.
It's really good. I put it in not knowing that it was going to be as great as it is, and I'm super, super enjoying it. So I've talked about that a lot on the guest appearances I've done, so I'm not going to talk about it too much here, but I've been playing that one. I beat the PS4 remaster of Prototype.
That game is fantastic.
So it's really, really good.
You gonna play the second one? Because I like the second one better.
The second one's better, yeah. And that was the thing, is I played the second one first. So I mean, I've already beaten these games before, but the remasters I hadn't beaten. So I went and beat the second one just because I really wanted to play it again. And I got it primed all the way to the platinum. I'm in the very last trophy of the game.
Nice. The first one's like ridiculous.
It's
platinum.
Ridiculously hard. And even playing the game on easy, the game is hard.
Like don't die once is one of the trophies. And I'm like, And the only way to really get it, like honestly, legitimately, is like literally just back out to the lobby every time you die.
Yeah.
Before it saves, you just go, nope, turn my game off.
Oh, also, you can't consume
a survivor.
Less than 3 of them or something like that. I'm like, no. That's not how I want to play. I don't want to do that. So, but playing the second one, and I beat the PS4 version, primed it all the way to the platinum, beat the PS3 version, primed it all the way to the platinum. I'm just going to sit on those until next year. And then, so I went back and I was like, man, I'm really in the flow of this. This is the closest thing to a Venom or Carnage game that we've had. And up till Spider-Man 2, really, because Spider-Man 2
is awesome.
It was really good. It's really good. So I'm playing through that right there, and I beat Prototype 1. I only got 14 trophies out of the game, and I think I'm done. I don't know that I want to play that one anymore. I don't enjoy that one near as much as the others. So once I finished it, I need a bit of a palate cleanser. So my son and I got up real early the other morning, and we decided to watch the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes documentary.
That's good. That was really good.
It was really good. So I turned it on, and I turned on DC League of Super Pets.
That movie's good too.
I'm talking about the game, not the movie.
Oh, did you see a movie though?
Yeah, the movie was good.
The movie was fantastic for a kids movie. I was like, this is a pretty sweet DC kids movie.
Heck yeah, man. So I put on Super Pets as just something to do kind of in the background, because the game is super simple. It's essentially like a space shooter,
Yep, I beat it. I beat it. I didn't get the platinum. I have like one trophy left, and I said screw it, because like
that that one trophy I bet you is the hardest one, which was like beating a level without destroying a leg spot.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So the way you do that, little trophy tip here, is you once you fully power up, you get the Speed Force ability.
So you speed past everything?
Well, yes and no. So you play through the level, and there's a certain point where it makes you turn on, because it's a tutorial level, it makes you turn on your abilities, and the other two abilities will force you to kill stuff.
Mm-hmm.
With the Speed Force, you can, there's like when that section comes up, there's 5 bots, 2 on the left, 2 on the right, 1 in the center. You can go to the top and turn on your special. You'll shoot, and you have to use Crypto, not Ace, because he does the freeze beam or whatever.
Okay, that freeze beam doesn't kill anybody.
Right. That freeze beam will allow you to kind of miss that middle section. And then when you have to turn on your Speed Force, you can use that to dodge the next wave. It took a few tries.
This is
but that is
absolutely
definitely
ridiculous to get a platinum trophy. Like, what little kid is going to be like,
no,
man, I know how to do that.
No, that's why I said it's got a 75% platinum ratio, but like it's all adults like me who are doing something else and playing that game. But overall, not a terrible game, not a great game by any stretch of the imagination. But
it was fun. It was a fun little palate cleanser. I like to play games like that as palate cleansers. I leave all those like super kids games that we've been getting for free as palate cleansers, or I play it with my daughter at night. Like we're playing through. We bought this LOL game. And all you do is you basically like put like orders together and create LOL doll pods, and then you give them to the LOL dolls in the community. Basically, it's weird. So it's a weird little game, but it's It's basically just like making recipes and giving them to people, kind of like what the hell, Diner Dash and stuff like that. So it's similar to that. And my daughter loves playing it. She loves being the person to like bring the pods to the people and give them to them. I do all like the heavy lifting, and she just brings them and hands them in.
There you go.
And we've been doing that like every night. And we're almost done with the PS4 version, and then we have the PS5 one to play.
Heck yeah, dude. That's dope. That's freaking dope. Well, yeah, man. So that's what I did. I just I'll say games like this for when I'm doing something else, but I don't need to listen to the game.
I don't listen to a lot of games anymore. I'm gonna be quite honest. Like I listen to podcasts like all fucking day, to the point where my wife fucking hates them to death.
Yep.
To death. She's like, "Are you listening to another podcast in the house? Like, can you turn that off, please? Like, please? Like, like I have to listen to you record them. Now I gotta listen to you listen to them? No, please turn that off."
That's so funny. Yep. Well, no, dude. I do the same. But I really like to listen to my games if it's possible.
I think there's a lot of games where like it's mindless. So like if I'm playing Mortal Kombat and I'm just grinding like levels for like invasion mode, I'm not listening to the game. I'm literally just listening to whatever else, and the game's on mute.
Heck yeah. Well, I have found several games that are good for just, listening to something else or whatever. And like my wife's been marathoning Love Island. So,
jeez.
Yeah. So I'll put my headphones on and I'll have a podcast going while I'm playing a game like this. And, but she needs me to also have an ear out to keep up with stuff, so that when she's like, "Wait a second, what just happened?" I'm like, "Babe, god dog, this show sucks." And I'm over here. I actually know what's going on and you don't. It's crazy. But yeah, so knocked out. I got the platinum, which is platinum number 413 for me. DC League of Super Pets. So again, used it as a palate cleanser and as something to kind of have on in the background while knocking out or watching that documentary or whatever. Next up, with my son and I've been chipping away at AEW Fight Forever. I have 30 out of 39 trophies for it so far.
How's the list in that? I heard it's very like diverse, honestly. I heard it makes you play all the modes and do all the things to get the trophies. So it's actually fun because it makes you kind of like experience the game, kind of like what WWE does with their trophy list. They're very like good at, or 2K is very good at making sure like you dabble in all the modes to get all the trophies.
Yep. So, and that's what it is. I will say the frustrating part are the campaign trophies, because you have to beat the campaign so many times.
I heard it's boring as hell too.
It's super boring. Like once you play through it once, it's like whatever, but you got to do it 10 times.
Oh my God.
Not only do you got to do it 10 times,
terrible.
But the worst part is this: the mini games. So the mini games are really over the top and stupid and
fun. The one where like you like hit the guy as a baseball bat and they like fly.
But there's like 6 or 8 of those different style mini games. Like some of them are breaking boxes against the Young Bucks and different stuff. But the problem is they're freaking hard as nuts, and even on easy, They're hard. And one of the trophies is you got to get an A+ in Road to Elite mode. And by doing that, you got to win all the mini games. I haven't won a single mini game yet in the Road to Elite. I can win them if I just play them by themselves.
What's the platinum rating in that game? Like, how high is it?
At 20%,
It's pretty high, actually.
I mean, that's the PS4 version. I don't know what the PS5 version is, but
probably it's got to be higher. It's got to be way higher.
Yeah, maybe. So, I don't know. There's tips out there for getting an A+, but like right now, I'm just working on, I beat the Road to Elite a few times. I got to beat it 10 times total. They got to get A+ in Road to Elite. You got to earn all the T-shirts. I haven't even begun to figure out what all that's about. And then you got to perform 30 or more successful, intense trainings during a single playthrough of the Road to Elite, which like in between each match, you have like 4 little side objectives you can do. Some of them are doing dark matches, so you can just play, you can wrestle more. Some of them are like sightseeing in different towns, going to eat. And, yeah, it's kind of goofy, but it kind of like, it's a way to like shoehorn dialogue in between you and other characters, whatever. It's just whatever. It's filler content. Personally, I don't think it's very good. All that middle stuff. The game itself is fun enough. It's different enough from the WWE games to stand out, but it's not. This is like the bones of a potentially good game, but it's not a good game yet.
That's what I've heard. I've heard it's a really good like stepping stone to kind of what they should be doing in the future, but it's not necessarily like where they should be now. Like especially with how good 2K was this year. Like it's a shame that they're that far behind.
Yeah. So I haven't picked up 2K yet. That's gonna be one of the Christmas Black Friday pickups.
I think it's gonna be like $15-$20 at places for Black Friday.
Yeah. So that's the goal. But so with AEW, the thing is like it's almost there. Like combat wise and like the simplicity of the the grapple system and the striking and everything is cool. But like, there's just certain characters that like they almost break the game. Like Wardlow, it's like you can't do much to him. Kenny Omega, you just can't do much to him. It's like they just pop back. They no sell your strikes. It's like my son.
It's like real life.
Yes, yes. And the good and bad thing about this game is essentially a signature finisher combo kills it. Just you're done.
I feel like that's how it should be in wrestling games, though. So I kind of appreciate that about the game.
I agree. And so it's kind of one of those things. It's great when it's working for you. It sucks when it happens to you. But like, it's just, I don't know. It's missing. Like, it reminds me of some of the older wrestling games where it's like, oh man, I want to be able to fully customize the match. And it's like, here's the exploding barbed wire match, but it's only 1-on-1. If I could do 4-player exploding barbed wire matches, holy cow, that would be amazing. If I could do, 4-player tornado tag, TLC matches, that'd be awesome. It's kind of like a lot of match types have a set amount of characters that are allowed to be on screen at one time. And it just reminds you of those old THQ wrestling games where it's just like, it's almost.
Have you played the online yet? The online mode, the Stampede?
No. I haven't played that or the Battle Royale mode.
I heard there's no reason to play it because there's no trophies attached to it.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I haven't done it yet. I mean, I'm not going to get online if I don't have to. And there's also like they have a free Battle Royale mode now that looks goofy and awesome, but they didn't release any trophies for it. There's no DLC trophies for it. So it's like, well, I don't want to play that.
Yeah, that's the Stadium Stampede, right? Where you have
I guess that's what's called.
Where it's like 100 people like in the stadium or whatever, and you.
Yeah. Cool idea and everything. I just don't want to do it. So, and maybe I'll do it one day and it'll be awesome. But I started to load into it, and then I looked down at my watch. And I was like, I only got an hour. I'm not going to do that. Let me just work on some exhibition matches because you got to do 100 exhibition matches as a trophy as well.
That's not too hard because you could probably dumb that down to where like can you like rig it so like you start with like more finishers or.
No, but you can just play against a second controller and do it that way.
Just pin them basically.
Yeah, but like
Wardlow and just drop them on their head.
Correct. But I don't want to do that because I'm enjoying the game, so I'm just playing through it naturally, and that's something that Paxton and I do. I bought it for Noah. He played it a few times with us and was like, I like the WWE games better, and so he didn't love AEW. So Pax and I have just been chipping away at it.
Now, what does Noah like more about the WWE games versus like the AEW games? Customization.
That, and you can kind of force kick out of stuff. It feels like you have like your momentum can't be thwarted so easily. So
yeah, I think it's more naturalistic, like a real match goes. Kind of, you always have a chance to kick out of anything, basically, as long as you're good enough at the game. There's a lot of skill involved in being good at 2K.
Yep. So he likes that better. So that's what I'm going to get him for Christmas is 2K. So that's kind of part of it. Because like so for Paxton, he got the Spider-Man PS5, like the black one, and then I bought him the
so Pax finally has his own PS5.
Well, he can't have it till Christmas, but yeah, I bought him the Spider-Man PS5.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I bought him that, and then I bought Noah the controller, the Spider-Man controller.
For Christmas, or did you just give
for Christmas? Yeah, no, they can't.
Mine's still in the box. Like I never opened mine.
Same.
Like I just didn't open it. It's just sitting right over there off screen.
Well,
and the reason I didn't open it was because I'm like, I don't know if I want to open it. Like it looks beautiful in the box. Cool. The box is really cool that it came in, and I kind of just don't want to open it. And my wife's like, "You spent $90 on a controller, and you don't want to use it."
Yep.
I'm like, okay, so there's controllers on sale for $50. I can go buy a new one right now. Just use that one.
It's got texture on it too, where the symbiote.
I know.
Across. Yeah.
I honestly almost went to Best Buy because they had $50 controllers this week, and I almost bought that at that Cosmic Red one because it's an actual red controller, unlike the one they tried to sell me, which is berry fucking colored. This piece of trash. That is berry. It's not red.
So we had that, but it got drift in it so bad, we sold it. I bought that one and the black one. They both got drift in them so bad, I sold them on eBay for parts.
That's crazy how PS5 controllers be getting drift. Now, do you think PS5 and everyone's going to start using those non-drift sticks?
I mean, we'll see. It'd be nice.
Because I showed you the picture of the thing I got for my Switch, right? Well, I didn't get it yet. It's in the mail.
Mm-mm.
So I bought this thing called Nitro Deck, and basically the Switch goes into the deck, and it looks like a Steam Deck.
Dope.
And it's got removable Joy-Con, basically. Like removable
thumbsticks.
Yep.
Sweet.
And they're the non-drifting ones. So, yeah.
Well, let's hope so. So, I was reading reviews on the PlayStation Portal, which we'll get to here in a minute, and they still have the driftable sticks. Now, supposedly, the second wave of controllers don't get drift, but the first wave of controllers, and there's a way to tell on the back what the serial number is, but I can't remember now. But supposedly, after 400 hours, you're inevitable to get drift.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that first wave of PS5 controllers, like, because every one of them we had 4 controllers with drift. And so
it's so interesting because I haven't got drift on any of mine yet, and I've played well more than 400 hours. These controllers.
It was crazy. We had 4 of them at one time with drift. I've sold 4 controllers now, and replaced them. Like I've got one now with a slight amount of drift. Like if I was smart, I would just learn how to fix them.
I mean, and you have the know-how. It's not like you don't.
Yeah. So we'll see, but I don't know. But either way, so all that being said, we've been playing some AEW. We've been playing the Super Pets, and then we played. Dude, I've been playing this game called Gungrave Gore. Have you played that yet?
Amazing. God, freaking amazing. So I think I beat like 75% of it already. And there's this one level, like when you get far enough, it just gets ridiculously difficult. Like ridiculous. No matter how like powerful you are or what level you are, it's like, I'm like, this is ridiculous. But it's definitely plays in the vein of like Devil May Cry, like 5 or any of those Devil May Cry games where like it benefits you to play on lower difficulties first, because you can level up all your shit and then go back on the harder difficulties. And then it's like, kind of like, all right, this is actually enjoyable now. Whereas like, if you just try to do it from the jump, it's just miserable.
Man, I'm telling you, it's like I'm 22, 23 levels into it.
It's so good.
Dude, it's so fun. It's dumb fun too, because it's like
Devil May Cry. It's just dumb fun. It's just hacking stuff up and blowing things up. And my favorite power up is the one where you like get the giant bullet and like you kick it at the enemies and it just blows them up. And I'm like, this is so cool.
Yep, that's my thing. And dude, like it's so crazy because it's like it's almost like got a rhythm timing to it because you shoot 4 bullets, so it's like da 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 da. So if you just sit there and hammer your trigger, you kind of find yourself off rhythm. But if you just like and you time your trigger pulls to match that, you can keep those combos going like crazy.
Yeah, I mean the game is really cool. The developers did a really good job with it, and then the PS5 port is just fantastic.
Yeah, I think I am playing the PS5 version. So
I'm playing both.
it's good.
I just what I did for a while is I just played the first level over and over and over.
I'm playing the
and
PS4
over,
version. That's
over
awesome.
and over and over and over and over and over. And I got so much money that I just bought like almost like half the skills of the game before I even moved on. Because that's how I play Devil May Cry games. I just beat the crap out of like the earlier levels over and over again, collect all the collectibles I can find in them, and then I move on to the game as I go. And I find it more enjoyable that way. Speaking of which, I want to go back and platinum Devil May Cry 5. I really do.
Oh, that's gonna be a hard one.
Oh, I mean, it's meant to be hard, but I feel like as you go through the difficulties, you get more stuff to help you on the next difficulties, and you unlock different like when you unlock like Super Dante and like Super and like the super characters. Okay, so like I was saying, before I knocked my mic, dude,
before he destroyed everything.
Fucking hey, man. Old habits don't die hard. So actually sound better now than I did before, actually, which is crazy. Maybe I knocked it better. I don't know.
Not more gooder.
It's better. It's better. Yeah, Devil May Cry 5 is definitely a game I want to go back and platinum. And like I said, as you like unlock things in that game, it makes the game more enjoyable on harder difficulties because you get things that can help you. But Gungrave Gore is just it's good fun.
It's stupid fun. So definitely, I've actually been on a nice little roll beating games. Like I had
good because I only have like I think when I checked, the goal was beat 100 like every year, but I think I'm only in like the 50s, and that's pretty sad because like last year I beat like 83 or 70 something. So I'm way far off the mark this year. But I think it's because like when you're doing the Wheel of Destiny and the games average 40 to 50 hours on that wheel, I'm kind of screwed. Like, and you know what's coming up on the wheel? Persona 5.
That's dope.
And, no, it's not.
That's
dope. And Dead Redemption 2. And
dude, I want to play that game.
And Death Stranding. We said we were going to do a podcast on that game, and then we just like, yeah, we're just not going to play that game.
Too much work. So that's actually a really good segue into like backlog beatdown updates, because like in the past couple shows I haven't ran into those yet, and so I'm looking through the backlog beatdown stats. Now I'm not going to go through every one of them because the bottom half just has not changed, right? But Redbeard Rick's at 149 points. This Joker has launched himself. You're talking about an entrepreneur, right? He has launched himself a business where he platinums Skyrim and completes all the DLC for people on their profiles for him now.
Are you serious? That's really a thing.
It has consistent work. Yes. Shout out to Rick. He's the man. Yes. So this dude goes freaking wins.
Oh my god! Can he please change his business name to Skyrim Job?
Bro, hey Rick, if you hear this,
Rick, your company needs to be called Skyrim Job.
But yeah, homeboy is making money, platinum in Skyrim for people now, right? So, and he can knock it out in 18 days. So it's down to like a science for him. So
that's just filthy. And that's a game on the wheel, by the way, Rick. Yep. So I'm not going to call you because I want to beat it myself, because I own it on like a million different platforms.
That's another one, man.
I've never beat it. Because every time I'm like, oh, got to read all these books on dragons. Every time I find one, got to pick it up and read it. It's like 20 minutes of reading.
That's awesome. So myself, Rick, and Gareth are talking about doing a RPG together, because after the GTTSC, you just kind of like you face a little burnout. Mm-hmm. And so we kept talking about starting an RPG together, but we didn't. Well, he goes in and does Skyrim. He's like, you know what? I'm just going to do Skyrim for everybody in the freaking world now. So it's like people are like, yeah, you do Skyrim on my profile, I'll pay you. And he's legit making good money on it. So shout out to him. I'm styling on your bro, 136. JT with 108. He is slowly but surely creeping higher and higher up the backlog beatdown. We have a tie with Diego and Gareth for 86 points apiece. Diego has been like a madman, just platinuming PS3 titles, Call of Duty after Call of Duty after Call of Duty. So Alex is next up with 77 points. I've got 71 points. Yield with 65. MZ with 50. We have Sadik with 49. And from what I understand, Sadik hasn't made a lot of movement in quite a while.
Sadik's been interesting. I don't know if he's posting his stuff anymore. He's just not, or he's got to be playing stuff because like who doesn't play games? But it's interesting because I haven't seen him like post anything in a while. So
yeah, I hadn't got any emails from him in a while either. So Sadik, if you're listening, let us know that you're okay. Let us know. So yeah, that's been pretty cool. And so trying casually games 46. And I mean, everyone else has kind of pretty much stayed the same. So I'm not going to go any farther down, but I'll jump into our leaderboards real fast. And first place, I'm in first place. Finally, it's been so long with 65 trophies. My last trophy was Pollution and Gungrave Gore. Hey. Second place, Tricky Mick playing some Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty. I can't wait to jump into those games. Have you picked them up yet?
I don't know, man. I want to get them, but I also don't want to. I don't know. I feel like when they're like $30 I'll get it. I'll grab it because I feel like if they're remakes, I don't want to pay $50 for that. I don't.
They also came out kind of janky too. I hear that like that's pretty much been me lately, man. Let the launch version come out broken and fix it, and then we'll buy it.
I'll let Tricky try it first. That's my new theory.
I'll let y'all beta test everything.
It's like Tricky, you can beta test all the games for me and tell me if they're good.
Yeah,
and then he'll be like, "You're not supporting the developer."
No, I can't because the developers keep sending broken games, and until they stop sending broken games consistently across the industry, I'm not buying your freaking games brand new.
Your bullshit.
I didn't buy the Portal brand new. Like I'm gonna wait. Like,
I'm waiting. Now that you told me about this stick drift, I'm waiting. I'll wait a year.
Well, that was my thing is I didn't pre-order it. I mean, there's more to it than just me waiting. But like my wife said she's gonna buy it for me for Christmas, blah blah blah, all that stuff. But I'm like, I got to see. I got to know. You know what I'm saying? Like, is it going to come out and it's going to be fine? Because I was reading reviews on it earlier, and it is the same sticks as the DualSense. So, can it get drift? Hypothetically, yes. So we'll see.
I want to see if Spawn Wave does. I want to see if Spawn Wave or Wolfdan do a video where he plays it for like 400 hours in a week just to see if it gets drift.
There you go.
Because he'll do it. Like, how he leaves the Switch on for like ridiculous time to get the burn-in on his screen.
Oh my gosh!
Did you see the video from did you see the most recent one he did? No. So it's 2 years in now, right? And it's like you could see the picture. Like he took a still picture of Zelda, and then what he did is use a turbo controller to press down a button to make it so that
it just stays on.
It stays on, and he's had it on for 2 straight years.
That's wild.
Yeah, and he said like the battery goes from like 100 to like 70 in like an hour. Because it's been on for that long. So it's like killing the battery because it's just been on for so long. Yeah. I'm surprised the battery didn't explode from just constantly being on.
I've had 2 or 3 Switch chargers break already. And
really?
I barely,
like the Nintendo branded ones?
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
I've got one off-brand one that came with my Switch Lite and it stopped working immediately. But yeah.
Well, I wouldn't put anything off-brand on a Switch just because I don't trust it.
Yeah.
And I don't want to brick my Switch.
Well, the thing is, I got it with my Lite. It just came with it when I bought my Switch Lite. I bought it secondhand. I bought it at Overstock, my favorite game store. But the thing is do what?
Good game store.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. It's freaking love those guys. But I've had 2 or 3, Nintendo branded Switch chargers just stop working. Like there's no good reason. I don't know. It's crazy. I'm down to 1 left, and I had 4 switches, and I had 4 chargers, not counting off-brand chargers. So it's freaking annoying. But
do you have question, and I want to ask you: do you have a charging stand for your PlayStation controllers?
Yes, I have 2. I have 3 technically.
Which ones did you pick up?
So I have we're talking PS5.
Yeah, what do you have for your 5? Yeah.
Yeah, so I have the OEM, like the PlayStation branded, little cradle that they sit in. It's got the same form factor as the console. They just sit on it, and
how is it?
It's great. It's great. I have one for me, and I have one for Noah. So,
how fast do they charge them? How fast would you say they charge?
I mean, it seems pretty fast, but like for me, my gaming is so sporadic and so inconsistent. Like I just always have them on the dock. And it's like when I come into my office, I grab it, I turn everything on, I play. And if I play long enough to where my controller dies, I've got one charged and ready.
You got one. You got one or two already in the cradle.
Right. And so for
you
me,
got
I
the
got
one
three,
on the side to put in as soon as you pick one out.
correct. I've got three controllers.
That's the same job I have. It's like,
Same.
I don't have the cradle, but I have I have a long, I bought an 8. Oh, nice. It's nice.
I use that one. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I have 3 behind I have 2 behind
I've
my
got
computer.
2. I got 2 white ones over there, and then I've got this urban camo or the gray camo or whatever. I freaking love this controller. I sold my black one and our red one. I bought Noah the light blue last Christmas.
The kind of funny blue.
Yeah, the kind of funny blue. I bought him that one, and he's got his white one that also has he's got like a Jurassic Park skin on it. And then for Christmas, I got him I bought him the Spider-Man one. But yeah, I just use now I have an off-brand dock where it puts the little, we have 2 of them actually, where you put the little nipple pieces in the USB-C port and you put them in upside down and it charges.
You like that one or no?
They're fine. I don't use them. I personally don't use it because I have the cradle. I picked it up for like $5 at a flea market, brand new. So it's just kind of one of those things where I have it if I need it. Noah was using it for a while, but then if you need to sync up your controller or something, or plug it in while you're playing, you have to take the piece out, then you can lose them.
Of course, you have to take the piece out. Yeah.
I don't like that. Now for my PS4, I have the OEM Slim cradle, and it has the little pieces that clip on. They go into the USB micro, and you just lay it down on the cradle, and it charges them.
Oh, nice!
And those are awesome. Those are freaking awesome. You can't see it, but there's like a little table behind me, and I have my PS4 controllers charging there, and I've got one over here as well too because I have so many controllers. But yeah, I love that stuff, dude. I just need my controller always sitting on charged, ready to go.
This is what I use for my Switch now.
Heck yeah, dude. That's the Hori.
Yeah, these are Hori Split Pad Pros, and I hated this thing when I got it because I was so used to the grip. But when I got my OLED, the grip didn't fit my OLED anymore. So I was like, all right, I'm going to test these out because I hate using regular Joy-Cons. One, because fuck Nintendo, because I'm not dealing with drift. And I'm not supporting that anymore. So I will never buy another pair of Joy-Cons in my life. I'm not supporting that. Nope. Yep. I don't care. I don't care if you give me Fire Emblem themed ones. I'm not buying them. Not. So these are $50. You can buy them anywhere. And they're great. And the sticks are really nice. And they're really quality. D-pad sucks. But most D-pads on most things
suck.
Yeah, most D-pads is kind of what you get. But I will swear by these things. Like, and it's like holding an actual controller in your hand. So this is probably the size of what a portable is anyway. About this one.
Dude, I can't wait. Yeah, so what's crazy is like I bought that Animal Crossing Switch and the right trigger on the Joy-Con stopped working.
What?
Just doesn't work. Just doesn't register.
That sucks.
It's annoying. I hate Joy-Cons.
Oh, you have no idea.
They just
I have 4 broken pairs of them in my house. 4.
Yep. Now I started selling them on eBay because people freaking love them. The people.
Well, people collect them.
Yes,
collect them. They don't use them for anything. They just collect them.
Yep. Now I've picked up a lot of off-brand Joy-Cons accidentally. Like just out game hunting. I've picked up I think 4 off-brand ones for like $1 a piece, $2 a piece, like crazy stuff like that, and like, so I have them charged in my room because my wife and I have been playing Super Mario U Deluxe on the Switch lately.
Nice. That's a really good game. A lot of people hated that game when it first came out on the Wii, or the Wii U.
It's pretty decent. It's pretty decent on the Switch, man. I gotta say, and the fact that my wife is all about it makes me all about it. So we've been playing some Switch.
When you can share your love or your hobby with somebody, it makes it that much more enjoyable, man.
I'm saying, dude,
100% it does.
I'm here for it. So, but yeah, dude. So that's we got really down a tangent on all that stuff. So yeah, played a bunch of games, enjoyed some stuff. So let's, I was in the middle actually of the leaderboards. So real fast, let me wrap this up. So we got MZ in 3rd place, playing some Road Trooper Redux. We got Corey the Grounded Gamer in 4th place. He's got 39 trophies. He's tied with Goth Girl Maxine with 39 trophies. Now, Goth Girl Maxine, her bio on True Trophy says, check out my YouTube One Up Wonders. Now, I feel like Goth Girl Magazine has changed her name recently because I remember seeing One Up Wonders before. At least I thought I did. So I went and looked up One Up Wonders, and it's a trophy hunting, trophy guide walkthrough YouTube page. I was like, awesome.
Oh, cool.
So I went on X and messaged Goth Girl Magazine to see if she would like to be on the show to talk about her YouTube channel, making guides and all that good stuff. So we will see. If I'm not mistaken, seems like she may or may not be from the UK, so that might work out perfect. 6th place, Missy Goats a lot. 37 trophies, playing some Immortals, Phoenix Rising. I'm going to leave it at that one.
I got to go play that game. I have to play that game still.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. So, all right. So, Joe, the thing that really got you and I kind of got our gears going and talking this morning is the PlayStation Portal. Now, the reviews are out. The PlayStation Portal should be in people's hands tomorrow as of this time, as of us recording. This episode's going to go live, next Monday. So, it's going to be out for a little while.
Tricky will probably have it tomorrow. So, I'll know if it's good by tomorrow.
Heck yeah. So I was reading some of the reviews. I saw one from IGN. I saw one from Push Square. And it seems like the consensus is it's about an 8 to an 8.5, that it's great, that it is, built for a certain use case for sure, but definitely seems to be pretty decent. And people are starting to dig it. And I saw a comment earlier, so I gotta read this one out for you. Says they should have called it the dad station, in quotations. You want to know why this thing is sold out everywhere? Because fathers all over pre-ordered this thing to finally play their games when their family takes over their TV. And that right there is the best explanation for why this thing is sold out and who this is for. Because that is me. I cannot wait to get my hands on the PlayStation Portal, the dad station portal, so that so I can play my games without having to worry about people on the TV. That's pretty cool. I thought that was pretty interesting right there. So what do you think, Joe?
Sound estimation of why people want to pre-order this thing. It's like, hey, do you like gaming? Hey, do you like watching TV? Yeah, you can do both now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And do you like gaming, well, like with a PlayStation 5 controller on a screen that's not your phone? Yes. Yes.
Yeah, yes. I don't want calls interrupting my PlayStation.
Gosh, dude, it drives me crazy. Even at night, dude, like you have to remember
text
to
message.
Go and you got to turn notifications off. Like I was laying in bed and it was one night when some of the Facebook groups I'm in were popping off. And I'm like, God dog it, man. Like you guys just keep popping notifications on there. And then if I'm in the middle of doing something and you go to swipe it up so the notification gets out of the way and you accidentally click into it, then it goes into the notification, kicks you out of your game. Then you got to reconnect. But if you're upstairs, at least for me, if you're upstairs and you get disconnected, sometimes it's annoying to reconnect to remote play. So you got to go back. I got to get out of bed and go downstairs to reconnect. So I'm like, F this. I'm not doing it.
That's some first world problems right there.
It's annoying world problems, and I'm sick and tired of being annoyed. So that's me. I'm all for this thing. I can't wait. And again, some of the reviews that I was reading got me, really excited because I'm like, man, seems like this thing is going to be good quality, and that's all I care about is if it's good quality.
Honestly, I feel like this is worldwide Jimmy Ryan's parting gift to us.
Yep.
He's like, here, this is the big gift, guys. This is what you've been waiting for.
Dude, sure enough. So Gareth just posted the Push Square article in the Trophy Looting podcast group. Mm-hmm. And looks like Duplex is going to jump in there and get one now. So this is cool, man. It's good to see. And the thing is, I think it looks amazing. Like seeing all these pictures of it now and seeing it in the wild and just that's a nice looking little screen to sit there and play games. And there I can already think of some just bangers that I'm going to try out, using this thing. So I'm pretty freaking stoked.
Yeah, I heard Corey was telling me the latency is less than a second.
Heck yeah, dude. So yeah, and it's Push Square on their review of it. They've got a nice little video of them using it and just kind of seeing everything. It's dope, man. It's dope. And apparently once you connect it, it's pretty pretty solid. But seeing it in people's hands, like it's large, dude. So I'm stoked. I'm all for this. I'm hoping that my wife's going to get me mine sooner rather than later, but we will see. We will see.
I mean, it's like sold out everywhere. Like when I went
Yep.
to go try and find one the other day, I was like, "Oh man, it's literally sold out."
We'll
can't
see
get
if
this
there's
thing.
any in the wild tomorrow. So
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try and track one down tomorrow.
I've actually got a side job I got to do tomorrow. Something completely not mortgage related. So and for a little bit of cash money. So who knows? I might treat myself.
Treat yourself.
Might treat myself. But yeah, so that's pretty exciting, man, seeing these come out. I can't wait to do a full-on podcast about my hands-on with it. I'm pretty stoked. I don't know when that's going to be, but my wife had asked me yesterday. She was like, what was it, that thing that you wanted? I'm like, the PlayStation Portal, babe. PSP, let's go. You got to get it. It's a PSP.
That's really cool. It's basically just PSP. It's the new PSP.
It is the new PSP. So I'm very excited. So, Joe, I mean, is there anything else you want to talk about the PSP before we jump into something else, or are you pretty much in the same boat as me? Can't wait to get my hands on it.
I mean, I can't wait to get my hands on that thing. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope. Like it's a gamer's dream to be able to play something as cool as a PS5 in your hands, and not have to worry about like, oh, like I got to be connected to an iPad or whatever. Like I could just play this freely in a free device. I wish it was native. Like I wish you could download games to it. That's my only issue with it. Yeah, is I really wish you could just download games to it. But I understand why you can't, because you need like ridiculous amount of space on that thing just to be able to download anything to it.
Yep,
and it keeps the cost down.
Yep, so. I get it, and I understand that too. And for me, like as a resident Vita fan in the world, like, dude, being able to download stuff native and turn this into essentially a portable PS4, portable PS5, that would be absolutely amazing. But for what it is being marketed as and what it seems to be doing, I'm here for it and I want it. I need it in my hand. So now, typically what I've been doing, Joe, on these episodes of the podcast is I've been doing pickups and kind of showing off like things that I've picked up and done lately.
Nice.
So we're going to, unless you have something cool you really want to show off, I'm going to skip pickups and we're going to do one more topic before we get out of here.
That's cool. I mean, if you want to do pickups, I'm more than welcome to sit through your pickups. Like,
I'll wait till next week because I've got some more stuff that I'm trying to get my hands on. I did have one crash and burn, man. I had a deal set up. It was a PS3, 12 games for $50, 4 controllers, and I was all about it, dude. And there was about 4 games in the lot that I didn't own already.
What were
like,
they?
Nothing crazy. Let me pull it up. I'll look at my little messenger right now. The lady sold it out from under me, which is, it's fine. It kind of happens. But she didn't really respond to me. I was like, hey, so I'll just read out everything that was in there and I'll tell you what I didn't have, right? So Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4, and whatever. God of War Ascension, I've got it. God of War 3. So it was Black Flag, Assassin's Creed 3. Motorsports Adrenaline. I didn't have this game.
Nice.
Never played Motorsports Adrenaline. Don't know if it's good or not. Tiger Woods PGA Tour 10. Don't have that one. But I don't seek out sports games unless they're just in a bundle. Okay.
Yeah, but if it's in the bundle and you pick it up, you know.
Correct. Absolutely. And I've got a ton of sports games from doing that. All right. So NHL 2K9. Don't have that one. So I was like, hey, whatever. Now, this one right here, it's NCAA football, but I can't tell if it's 13 or 14. Okay. Because there's a sticker in the way.
13's worth a shitload of money. 14, not so much.
No, 14 is the 14's.
So 14's the one that's worth. That's the last one, yeah. 13.
So I couldn't tell. It looks like it's 14, but I couldn't see it because the GameStop sticker's in the way.
Isn't 14 the one with the Michigan player on it?
Yep. That's the one that's worth like $150. So I've sold that game so many times, man. Like that's an easy flip right there. Now, I will say 3 out of these 4 controllers are busted. Like 2 of them are missing the grip on the thumbstick. One of them, the thumbstick's limp. So surely that one's broken. So it looks like that 4th one might actually have a torn thumbstick too. So it looks like all 4 of these controllers are probably busted anyways. But the game's what I was after. So Dead Rising 2 off the record. I don't have that one.
That one's hard to find physical.
Yep.
I only got a small print run. It's a good game though. I have it digitally.
So I was excited to get that
I
one.
only bought the first one physical because I love the first game, so I had to have it physically. Like I wanted to own it. So
Gotcha. Battlefield Hardline. I don't have that one on PS3 either. So
Good
I
game.
was like, dang. I know this was it would have been a nice little stack for the collection, and I could have flipped the console to pay for everything, and potentially that. So here's another one I didn't have: that Bellator MMA game.
I've never played that one.
Yeah, well, it's trash. I played a little bit of it. I didn't love it, but I don't have it. So I was like, man, there's a handful of games in here that I really could have benefited from having. And then it was Mortal Kombat versus DC, 2 games that don't have artwork. So who even knows? They were mystery games. They probably could have been bangers, but I'll never know because I didn't get the bundle. She sold it. WWE 2K16. Now, I own the game physically, but my disc does not read no matter what console I play it on. And it doesn't look, it's not in bad shape.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know why my disc doesn't read, but I tried to play it one day just to get the trophies in it because I really liked 2K16 and couldn't. Mine doesn't work, so that was a bummer. So then you had Madden 25, Lego DC Superheroes 2, and NCAA 2012. So again, I got those, and they're not great games, but yeah, for $50, dude, that would have been a friggin' steal. But unfortunately, someone beat me to the punch. And it was awesome because it was buried in a post. It was called Cleaning Purge.
Mm-hmm.
It was somebody just purging and getting rid of a bunch of stuff.
That's crazy, man. Yep.
But hey, it is what it is. You win some, you lose some. So I didn't get that one, but I was really excited to try it. I mean, there's been another one too. There's another marketplace deal I got going on right now for 4 or 5 Vita games, but this dude will not freaking sell them to me. Like we made a deal. We had a time and to meet up and he won't respond. I'm just like, come on, man, let's go. Let's freaking, let me buy these games off you. A bunch of $5 Vita games. The Walking Dead.
And he just wouldn't sell to you.
He won't respond. Like we had a time to get together like last Monday, and he just was like, yeah, let's do 5 o'clock instead of 4, and then never responded to me when I said, okay, you just tell me where, I'll meet you there. Nothing. And then they're still listed, right? I've made offers on all of them. He's accepted my offers, but he won't ship them, so we have to go meet up. But dude, Soul Sacrifice, $5. Sonic All-Star Racing, $5. The Walking Dead, $5. Couple sports games, $5 each.
Nice.
For the Vita. So frustrating though. So
and you said you said they weren't expensive?
No. It was they're $5 each. I mean, you can't beat that, but unfortunately, it's like, so a lot of my pickups that I would be like, oh yeah, let me show these off. They just kind of crashed and burned. So I'm gonna save the stuff that I got for next week's recording. So that way I can maybe pile it up, make it a good fun segment. So the last thing I want to talk about real quick, Joe, before we get out of here is we got the Game Awards coming up. In the next couple of weeks, we got Game Awards. We saw the nominees. They got posted yesterday. We're not going to do a big prediction show. We're not going to do anything crazy like that because there's no telling when the next time you and I are going to be able to get together. But I just kind of wanted to know your high-level thoughts. Like, what did you think about the nominees? And what do you think about most specifically the Game of the Year category?
Oh, I mean, we talked about this a little bit. I'm very shocked with Game of the Year. It's interesting where the industry is right now, especially with Microsoft buying everything and still not being able to like grab any foothold in the industry at all. It's actually quite poetic and funny and just because thinking that you can buy your way to the top is just it's not what you can do in the gaming industry. And it's beautiful to see. Watching them continue to fall on their face over and over again it's quite pleasant. And I'm not trying to be a fanboy. It's just like I can't stand people who try to buy their way to the top. It's like the most asinine thing you can do in life. Just because you have money doesn't mean you're the best. Just means you can buy. Just means you can buy stuff.
We can all spend money.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a Mets fan, so I know what buying the stuff and not winning anything feels like. So I feel like Microsoft's like the Mets of like the gaming industry. It's like you just keep buying shit, but you don't know what you want to do with the shit you're buying. And I don't know. And that whole like mess with Call of Duty and them being the publisher on the back of the box. And like that's wild to me. And then they were like, "Oh yeah, we didn't have any of this planned." Bullshit. So now it's like, okay, so did Microsoft pull the trigger and make it so they had to make this all DLC and it wasn't Activision? We'll never know because no one's ever gonna like. The only person I could see like Bobby Kotick like coming out like and doing like a tell all when he gets out of there about like this whole acquisition phase and like what this was all like to have like done to his company. Because he doesn't give a shit. He's going to get his golden parachute and get out scot-free.
That's right.
So,
right.
I mean, which is disgusting to say the least. But that whole thing was like mind blowing. It's like, okay, so you're the publisher. How's that work? Since you had nothing to do with this game at all.
Yeah,
like you just bought a company which you didn't even own at the time. So how can you be a publisher of something you didn't own at the time?
Not only that, but like it literally cleared just days before the game came out.
Yep. So the boxes were made like months in advance. So like, did they know this was going to go through? Were they just like, hey, we're just going to take a gamble on this. And if it doesn't go through, we're just going to have to recall these boxes and push back the release date? Like,
or they printed both.
No, yeah, it's like Super Bowl. It's like Super Bowl T-shirts. You just print the winners and the losers, and we just sell the winners.
Yep. So what's crazy?
So do all those like terrible boxes go to third world countries?
Probably.
They're getting the Call of Duty boxes that like Activision still owns in the back.
Yeah, or they buried them beside ET. So check this out.
So wait, real quick. So how do you feel about not having a platinum on this Call of Duty game because it's DLC?
Well, here's the thing: the PS4 version does.
Really?
Mm-hmm. The PS4 version has a platinum. The PS5 version is attached as DLC.
This is dumb. This makes no sense now. This is not logical.
Let's see if that's live because that was all said before. Let's see if that's actually a real.
I think it is. I think it is because I could have sworn that when my friend was playing it, he was like, "Yes, this is actual DLC. It's not." Yeah.
Let's see, because the trophy's been live for a little bit. I don't see them on here. Yeah,
and they can't patch you can't add a platinum, so like, that's not something you can do to a DLC. DLCs can't add platinums. So
yeah, so the PS4 version has a platinum. I don't understand. Like, it makes you wonder if that was a mistake.
But it's still you can get a PS4, PS5 version, right? So it doesn't really matter. Like you can still get a platinum for this game. You just got to play the shittier 30 frames per second version.
Correct.
Good luck with that.
Very interesting.
It is very interesting. Yeah, to say the least.
But yeah, so it's so funny because I started and so I went away from Twitter whenever Twitter was doing all the banning, people and conservative hater stuff or whatever. I was just like, I don't really. I mean, I hate all social media, but like I didn't really use it anyways. And it was just a Loot Bros account. And so here recently, I started an X for my YouTube channel, just kind of post the videos out there and to message people about interviewing them and talking to them or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went on there and followed the Game Awards and just like the general gaming stuff that I would normally follow with everything. And so I was in the thread about the nominees and the Xbox, crowd was just in there just wailing because they're so mad saying Starfield got screwed or whatever. And I'm just reading and they're like, this one dude posted, he said Xbox had 14 first party games released this year and they got no spots in Game of the Year. And I was watching people kind of argue back and forth. I was like, wait a second, 14 games. Now, I remember Redfall, at one point in time was the worst rated game of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember Starfield. Okay. Mm-hmm. We just looked it up, 83 on Metacritic. I remember Hi-Fi Rush, but even that I believe was still in the 8s, right? Like I don't believe that was it was a hidden gem. 87, yeah. Like the thing came out in January. It was not, we didn't expect that. And it was, diamond in the rough. Awesome. And then I was like, what else was it? And people are like Call of Duty and all this stuff and Diablo and everything. I'm like, wait a second. They bought like that company, but that's a whole transaction been in limbo. You don't get to just claim that as first party releases because the deal closed before the end of the year. You know what I'm saying? Like those are still technically, old hat. Not only that, but like whether they're good or bad, you don't get to go. Like I say, those are mines now. And what's crazy is this is Xbox bad luck. That freaking Call of Duty has a 55. A 55. Like, like, how could you like want to claim that? I would be like, nah, man, that's it. It's got a 62 on Series X, a 53 on PC, and a 55 on PS5.
Whoa.
Which the 62 on Xbox, there's only 7 critical reviews. PC has 14 critical reviews. PS5 has 42 critical reviews. We're not even talking about user reviews. User reviews, it's a 1.7. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 has a 1.7 based on 800 reviews. That's crazy. That's freaking crazy. Like, I wouldn't want to claim, I wouldn't want my name anywhere near that. Like, you couldn't
happen to a nice set of people.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, it just like this whole thing comes in and they got their name on the as the publisher, and it's like you just claimed one of the worst scoring games of the year. Like, you had Redfall and you didn't think that was bad enough, so it's like now you're claiming Call of Duty, which Call of Duty should never be in the bottom rung. Yeah, dude, Call of Duty is lower than Redfall. Redfall is a 56. Bro,
they can't win, bro.
They can't. They can't win. I don't believe that there's a bias against Xbox, personally.
But I mean, I feel like not in the way that people think that there is. No.
Right.
No, I don't think there is.
Right. So I'll put it to you. So the user score on Metacritic for Redfall is a 3.5 based on 1,156 reviews. Call of Duty has almost that many, and it's a 1.7. 55 on Metacritic. That's crazy, man.
Redfall.
That's freaking crazy. So yeah, absolutely. So yeah, getting back to just the conversation at hand, seeing the Xbox community on social media. Now I know that social media doesn't represent real life, so I don't believe for a second that that's like the real people out there. It's the friggin', what I'm saying, neckbeards out there supporting their brand. But dude, just seeing that they didn't make it into that conversation for Game of the Year, that's telling. You got no presence in there.
It's kind of disgusting. It's like, how can you not be nominated for Game of the Year when that's like your game of the year? Like, that was supposed to be the game of the year. That was supposed to be the mecca. That was supposed to be the, like, it. Man, the game is so disappointing on so many levels, because not only is it not nominated for Game of the Year, it's not even like in the realm. And Resident Evil, which is a remake, got nominated over you. How do you feel? Yep. Like, how would you feel? Or like Alan Wake, which, like, I think a lot of people bitch about Alan Wake. They're like, okay, well, it's a great game, but there's not a lot of combat this time. It's a lot of puzzle solving. It's a beautiful game, but it's not the Alan Wake. It's not my Alan Wake, is what people are saying. And I'm like, I get it. Like, a lot of people are upset because it doesn't play like the first game at all. In terms of like, there's a lot more like puzzle solving, a lot less combat, but a lot of people hated the combat in the first game, like hated it.
I thought it was interesting. I liked it. Yeah. So right now on Metacritic, based on 67 reviews, it's got an 87 on Metacritic and a user score of 8.8 with 1,252 reviews. So
that's pretty good.
It's got the most reviews at anything we've talked about so far. And it's pretty favorable. So, I mean, if you look at it from a Metacritic point, now again, I don't think Metacritic is the end all be all, but if you look at it from Metacritic's perspective, yeah, Starfield, you just got edged out. You got edged out by Legend of Zelda. You got edged out by Mario Wonder. You got edged out by Spider-Man. Let's see what Spider-Man is on there, because I think it was close.
It's got to be high. But then again, I know a lot of people are shitting on Spider-Man because it's not what they want
bugs.
It to be.
Yeah, Spider-Man too.
But it's not what they want it to be. It's not, it's not drop dead game of the year because.
Why is it not popping up on Metacritic? Why are you being stupid? Here we go. Real time. Spider-Man 2. All right, you know what? Metacritic's broken. Well, let's try one more time. Nope. It refuses to bring up Spider-Man 2, no matter how I type it, no matter how I spell it, no matter.
It's Marvel's Spider-Man 2, I think.
I put Spider-Man 2, and it brought up WWE 2K22.
No, I think it's called Marvel's Spider-Man 2.
Yep, I brought it up.
It's not just.
It's got a 90. Okay, so here you go. 146 critical reviews. It's got a 90. All right,
Okay.
and a user score based off of 6,480 reviews, 9.1. Tears of the Kingdom has a 96 based on 152 reviews. Okay. And a user score of 8.3 with 11,167 reviews.
Wow.
That's the most so far that we've seen on there. So let's see what Baldur's Gate 3 is. The thing about it is this is like, I mean, from just a general like review. Oh, actually, you know what? What did we say? Starfield was an 83. I mean, it's got 10,974 user reviews, but it's a 7. So even though it's up there in the conversation as far as the amount of reviews, it's up there with Legend of Zelda. Like it's nowhere near when it's score wise. It's a 13-point difference. So Starfield's got an 83 based on 90 critical reviews. So more outlets reviewed it, and it has less favorable score than anything else that's being talked about. So, I mean, it is what it is. I guess my point is, I haven't played Starfield, so I can't have an opinion on it. It doesn't look like something I'd be interested in. I don't like Bethesda games to begin with, so it's not for me. But just seeing like what's out there, the reception of it, how it's been reviewed, and I've listened to some deep dives on it. I listened to Sacred Symbols, and they had the Defining Duke crew get on there, and they talked about Starfield, 7 episodes essentially of Starfield talk. And, even listening to those guys go through all the motions, like everyone says, the first 5 hours is awful. It's like so boring and so slow. It's not like what you expect. So even listening to the Xbox podcasts, and I listened to the X1 Bros as well, and they talked about it, and it seems like by the end, everyone loves it.
That's cool. I'm going to sign up for a thing that sucks for the first 30 hours.
Well, I'll liken it to Days Gone. Days Gone is...
I still felt like that game was fun. Like, no matter what I did in that game, I still felt like I was having a good time, Daryl. I don't feel like I never at one point playing Days Gone was like, man, you know what? This sucks. Like...
I agree with you. And I'm only using that as a point of comparison because that game really ticks up at the 30-hour mark, the 25, 30-hour mark. So in comparison, the beginning of it is slower and not as fun, but that game gets really good later down the road. So I'm not saying that it's equivalent, as a 1-to-1, but I am saying that like there are some games that like they get better and it changes your perception of the game by the end. And I would argue that Days Gone would be the equivalency, or at least close enough for PlayStation. But again, I haven't played Starfield, so I don't know. Who am I? But I just think that's interesting that the nominees. So who do you think's going to win?
Baldur's Gate.
Me too, actually. It's crazy because I thought Legend of Zelda had it nailed, had it like as a shoe-in. And then when Baldur's Gate came out, people have just not stopped talking about it. Like, not stopped.
I know Corey's put about like 200 something hours into that game, and he's not stopping. And he can't wait till I get it. He's like, "Oh, you're gonna get it for Christmas, right?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "We're playing it. Like you, me, Brandon, and my wife are gonna play it as soon as I get it as a 4-person team." And like you could play it like with people, so like it's even more enjoyable that way than it is. And you can play the full game by yourself, or you can play with a group of people, and it just changes the experience. And there's just so many different ways you can play it or experience it. And I think like it's so different. Like Zelda was like more of the same, but like on like a grander scale is kind of what people were telling me. It's like, yeah, it is. And it's not what people were telling me. I played both. So I would say like Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild is more, not Breath of the Wild. I'm sorry. Tears of the Kingdom is more Breath of the Wild, but in a better way. Same with Mario Wonder. Mario Wonder is a great game. I played a little bit of it. My friends have it, so I played it a little bit, and it was fun. But I don't again, I even think Starfield could have beat Mario Wonder for a nomination for Game of the Year. The fact that like they didn't get any, like they were like, no, fuck this game, pretty much. And like I said, the dark horse is Resident Evil 4. I don't think it'll win, but it's a great game. It's a great remake.
It's a good game. I was impressed. I really didn't think it was going to be near. I didn't think you could make it as good as the original.
No, it's Capcom doing Capcom things, bro. This is what
Capcom's on another level right now, man. I'm just breathing it all in. Let's just take it all in.
Stopped since Resident Evil 7. They have just been on this ride, man. Like hit after hit after hit after hit after hit after hit. And everyone said that they were dead when they released when they released Street Fighter 5 and it was a broken mess. And then
Resident Evil 6 wasn't
was
love.
the bomb. And then they got Monster Hunter. They got Street Fighter now. They have
Mega Man collections,
Resident Evil, all that stuff is hitting like nonstop.
And then they put out Exo Primal. And everybody's
I haven't even played yet, but I heard it's awesome.
I haven't played it either, but everyone's like, oh, okay, it's not terrible. And they were smart. They put it on Game Pass, so it's like you got a built-in, user base to where you can't necessarily lose. It's like
now is that game cross-platform? Is it cross?
I gotta be honest, I don't know.
I hope it is because that would be really cool.
Because
then you really have a built-in audience that you wouldn't lose. Are you looking it up?
So Exo Primal got a 67 critically.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, it looks like not great.
Get 80s and 90s,
Yep. What's weird is so it got a 72 on Xbox, 67 on PlayStation. Interesting. But who were the big ones? So I'm looking to see who the big reviewers were. Push Square gave it a 7. Twin Infinite gave it a 7. Let's see. IGN gave it a 69.
69.
So another IGN gave it a 6. Because they got different IGNs all over the place. Yeah.
Yeah, IGN Europe. You got Joe Screbbles.
Yeah, we got to get
it in Europe or whatever the hell he's at.
Yep. Let's see here. Game Informer gave it an 8. Xbox Achievements gave it a 7. Windows Central gave it a 6. So yeah, not great. Not what you would expect. IGN, like the American IGN, gave it an 8, but they reviewed it on PC. So that's kind of annoying too. Also, trying to jump between which platform people reviewed it on.
Yeah, I like when they make it kind of transparent. They're like, "Oh yeah, we reviewed on this. Okay, so go play it on this because this is where we know it's going to work and where you're going to get the most bang for your buck." But sometimes they don't tell you that. It's like, "Oh, okay, so where did you review this?"
Yep. So that's another thing too. That's another game I'm waiting to pick up, and I want to get that one for me and my oldest to play together. But that was one of those games that I'm like, you know what? I'll wait and see how this is. It looks fine, but it's not like my style. You know what I'm saying? And they were smart. Capcom's like, hey, they're always trying these weird multiplayer games and these weird shooter style games. It's like, we really want to get in the space. And this time, just like they've done with some of their other Resident Evil titles, their spinoffs, throw it on throw it on one of the services. You can play Umbrella Core on PlayStation Premium, or at least you could. So
I think you still can. Still
well,
right?
I have it. I got the platinum, bro. I ain't.
Oh, you did? You did?
Dude, that was a great 80 hours. Yes.
Jeez.
Umbrella Core is one of those games that I platinumed that like I found a group of Resident Evil fans all wanting to grind out and boost the trophies together, and we got to know each other and had a blast, and it was awesome. So that's one of those games that like the experience was so positive that even though the game wasn't great, it completely like just made the experience so much better.
Oh, that's like playing like Contra, that new Contra game. That game is dog shit, but like playing it with like Corey and stuff is fun. The game's not very good. Not at all.
So, but yeah, it was decent. So, but hey, I appreciate your time, Joe. We went way longer than I expected, which I mean,
yeah, same here. But you know what? When you get together, we can just talk for hours. So
there you go. Well, hey, that actually, I needed that. It helped me clear my head. I'm gonna get back to work, spend the rest of the day and into the evening chipping away at this.
I gotta go
this
write
project
some
I'm
stuff
working
for
on.
work too. I totally forgot I had some stuff due that I have to go handle as well. So
Heck yeah. Well, hey,
it was great
thanks for
catching up
coming
with
on.
you. And listeners, I hope you enjoy this. You know, it's been a nice month off, and come check me out on the Wrestling Tornado. I believe it's Hunter Houston ESG's
Hunter Houston ESG, yeah.
Yeah. You know, I should be able to say the name of the fucking podcast. I'm on it. So go check us out there. Yeah, I enjoy doing the show. For wrestling fans, it's really like a 30-minute bite-sized show. We try not to make it any longer than 30 minutes. Sometimes we lie and we go an hour because we just get into topics. And yeah.
Hey,
Daryl, would love to have you on sometime if you can ever spare some time at night to jump on with us.
The evenings are hard. It would have to be super late. So just because
we don't record till like 10 o'clock at night.
So I guess I did the Channel 3 podcast the other night at 11 on a Sunday night. That worked out really great. But it's just because everything we do is in the evenings, and right now all the sports and stuff, it's great. Church and everything. It's just we go long, we go hard in the paint, as they say. But yeah, we were trying to do 30 minutes today, and here we are, almost 2 hours deep.
Listen, family is important.
Yep.
Spend time with your family, people.
It's very They're not. Those kids are only going to be little for a short amount of time, man. So I got to make sure I'm milking every second I can with them.
Yeah, my daughter will be home soon. We're gonna finish that LOL game. We're gonna start a PJ Mask today. I'm excited.
I've got it downloaded.
Excited. I think she's played a bunch of levels already.
I had Paw Patrol downloaded, but I read that like it overheats your PlayStation.
What?
Yeah, it's very poorly optimized. Dude, speaking of overheating, I gotta say this real fast before I get out of here. Spider-Man 2 overheats my PlayStation so much it drives me freaking insane. The final cutscene after the credits rolled, like the end credit scene, overheated my PlayStation and shut it down completely.
What?
Dude, and my PlayStation is out in the open. It's, they say get it 12 inches off of the...
Listen, mine's like Sauron's tower.
I got 19 inches of venom back there. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, my Sauron's tower is sitting nice. It's just, you can see the Eye of Sauron. I honestly want to get an Eye of Sauron sticker for mine. Just like put it right on there. Yeah.
Yeah, dude,
looks like.
It's so annoying, man. That freaking game, is the... Like, there's one other game that overheated my PlayStation to the point of shutting it down, and that was that little World War I game that Colin Moriarty was talking about. That's like a free-to-play 1 hour platinum. I downloaded it, turned it on, like loaded the main menu, and it shut my It said my PlayStation was overheated and shut it down. But I didn't even play anything. I didn't even do anything. So like, it's not that the games are overheating the PlayStation, and it's not my PlayStation's dirty because I've taken it apart and I've vacuumed it and I've cleaned it. Like, my stuff is clean and it's way out in the open. It's that these freaking idiots don't know how to optimize their games anymore, and it's annoying. It's freaking annoying, dude. Well, how does the cutscene? How can you play a game in 60 frames, doing all kinds of crazy stuff on the screen, doesn't overheat your PlayStation? But the end credit scene overheats your PlayStation? Something's not right. That's a bug.
Yeah, that sounds really weird. That sounds really abnormal. Like, I never had anything like that happen on my PlayStation 5 yet. I haven't had it overheat yet. I've had it come close. Like, it definitely got hot, and you could definitely hear it when it gets hot. Does like the PS4 thing. Where, like,
mine will tell you. It'll minus out the game and say, "Hey, bro, it's getting hot in here." So, but I've got like a little fan. I put the fan on the, like, I've got it blowing on me right now, but I put it on beside the PlayStation and just had it blowing on my PlayStation. Like, come on, like, let me play Spider-Man without being interrupted. I got interrupted 3 times with overheating issues. 2 that shut it down completely.
Well, you finished the game?
Yeah, I beat the game. It was really good.
Yeah, I keep hearing. I want to, like, block out some time to actually, like, sit down and just blast through it, because, like, I don't want to... I want to play, like, uninterrupted, like I play Miles Morales. I beat Miles Morales in, like, almost 2 sittings. I just blasted through it. Like, it's such a fun game. Yeah,
we did it in essentially 2 weekends, just passing the controller, me and the boys. Nice. And
the tradition continues.
Yo, dude, that's how we roll, man. Like, we blocked out some time for this one and just, I mean, the thing is, we had, like, games and sporting events and family events and church and everything too. So, like, it might have took us 3 weeks, but either way, like, we blocked out, like, time and stayed up super late. You know what I'm saying? 2 a.m, passing out in the chairs. So it was good. It was a fun time, dude. It's a really great game. There's some story beats that are really amazing. There is some Marvel bullcrap in there, and there's some Kathleen Kennedy bullcrap in there, where you're just like, oh, we're going to the Panderverse now.
The Panderverse.
Did you watch that?
I have not. I have
Dude,
so I have Paramount Plus now, so I kind of want to watch it because I have it.
it's so funny.
And Corey said it's like the most ridiculous thing you'll watch. She's like, you gotta watch it.
But it's legit, man. It's like it just identifies everything that we're seeing in movies and TV and stuff. And
I mean, it's South Park. They never get anything wrong.
Dude, there's like a Cartman version of Kathleen Kennedy from Disney. And her whole shtick is put a chick in it and make her gay. It's like, what are we going to do with this new movie? I said, put a chick in it and make her gay.
Wow.
It's so funny. You got to watch it, man. But it's like Cartman gets swapped into a different universe with a black girl version of him.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone around is like, who's this? And like, this is Cartman. And they're like, oh. And they're just like, kind of have to go along with it. And they're like, why does everybody just openly accept the fact that our Cartman's been swapped with a black woman? And they're like, there's nothing wrong with that. And everyone's just kind of like dancing around the elephant in the room. Is super funny. It's super funny. They're just outright. And then like there's like in this universe,
mm-hmm.
all the men, or actually all the men and women, they're completely helpless. They can't fix anything. They can't do anything because they went to college. So now they have to rely on the handyman.
Oh my God.
And this whole thing, handymen are now billionaires and they're on a race to orbit rockets around the world because they're so rich. Bro. I mean, it is so stupid. And I don't watch South Park. I haven't watched South Park, dude. Since I was a kid, even since I was a teenager or a young adult, and I just keep hearing about it. And Joe Rogan and then we're talking about the Panderverse, and just like they're talking about like Disney replacing characters with different, check boxes and what have you. And they're like finally someone identified like, hey, by the way, like this is weird, and this is what it looks like. And of course, it was South Park doing it. So I keep hearing on all these different podcasts where like this Panderverse thing is like really catching on, and so I told my wife, I was like, hey, we actually need to watch this. We need to check this out. Well, she was not interested in watching South Park at all. And so I watched it and I laughed my butt off. I was like, dude, this is so funny, but it's good. So anyway, check it out. Yeah. Check out the Panderverse, and let's get out of here, man. This is seriously
good.
We went 3 times longer than we were supposed to.
It's all good.
I mean, there's no limits. I just was like, hey, it's supposed to be working and stuff. So, all right, here we go. This has been Loot Bros Podcast. Thank you, Joe, from the Wrestling Tornado.
No problem, man. No problem.
So, thank you guys for listening. We hope you enjoyed it. Leave some feedback. I've been putting polls out there and putting the little Spotify option to what did you think about this episode. So, guys, leave us some feedback. I've really enjoyed listening to podcasts on Spotify and leaving ridiculous feedback for people. So here's looking at you, Will. I hope that you guys enjoyed my feedback. So thank you guys for listening, and we will be back in some form or fashion next week with the Loot Bros Podcast. And always remember, anime's for pervs.